Welcome back, guys. This is Gaming with Alston, and today, we're on episode 27 of Pyramid City. Like, episode 27B, as it's called. What we're gonna do this episode is we're gonna continue on with the third floor. The guy who is known as Angry German Kid, he's pretty jacked now. He looks pretty jacked by now. He used to be the overweight teenager, like me, but now he's pretty jacked. The computer. The Angry German Kid gained popularity back in 2008. The Angry German Kid videos is what paved the way for GoAnimate. It helped pave the way for it. Believe it or not. Like, the GoAnimate grounded videos. If it wasn't for those memes of Angry German Kid, we probably wouldn't have those videos if it wasn't for that Angry German Kid meme. If it wasn't for that. People do stuff like that on the internet all the time. Make GoAnimate videos with the characters they hate getting grinded. And or characters within TV shows that they hate. One of the targets for grounding in the GoAnimate world is Caillou. Because this is just my personal opinion. He is such a whiny ass. Dora the Explorer, she's kind of repetitive. She's pretty repetitive. Like, her show is repetitive to me. My opinion on Arthur. Yes, I'm talking about the PBS Kids show. I think it's pretty decent. I think Arthur's pretty decent. Caillou's definitely a bad influence on children. Caillou's a whole lot worse than Bart Simpson. Bart Simpson, I like him. Caillou, he's one of those people those fictional characters I hate. If I made a grounded video on GoAnimate, who would I target? I'd target Sparage. Because he's basically everything I hate. He's basically everything I hate. He is basically everything I hate. Not only does he eat raw meat, but he wants to make the whole world carnivorous. There's no truth about why there's no true herbivores is that if their food supply runs low, they can't resort to cannibalism because their gut is too long to do that, and their stomach acid's not strong enough. They're fucked. Which means even the most herbivorous animals can resort to cannibalism. I see Sparage as a bad influence on the modern world. In the modern world. I see him as a pretty bad influence. He's trying to convert people into carnivores. I'd like to convert people into vegan. I'd like to have them convert others into vegan. But Sparage wants to convert people into carnivores. Not only that, he likes to get high off of rotten meat, which is kind of disgusting. It's really disgusting that he gets high off of rotten meat. It's pretty disgusting that he gets high off of rotten meat. Pretty disgusting. It's kind of fun to watch a train wreck sometimes. Sometimes, it's fun to watch a train wreck sometimes. Like Sparage. The Squirrel Muncher. Sparage the Squirrel Muncher. I don't eat meat, nor do I consume any animal products, yet I do get enough protein. You don't need to eat any part of an animal. You don't need to eat animal products to get enough protein. You don't need meat to get protein. Almost everything you eat has some amount of protein in it. Almost everything you eat has protein in it. And Sparage likes to get high off of rotten meat. Ugh. Disgusting. I know it's kind of disgusting that Sparage likes to get high off of rotten meat. That's disgusting. Just like how some dogs get high off of eating poop. Ugh, that's disgusting too. This ferret gets high off of rotten meat like dogs get high off of their own poop. I know it's kind of disgusting. Let me tell you something, Sparage. Everyone has the gene called 7-dehydrocholesterol reductase. If it weren't for that gene, none of us would be alive. Without that, you kind of need that gene to live. You kind of need that gene to live. Because if you didn't have that gene, it would cause something called Smith-Lemli-Opitz syndrome. It's very rare. It's probably one of the... very likely, it's probably one of the leading causes of miscarriages in women. Like... Smith-Lemli-Opitz syndrome. Most people who have it died before they're even born. Everyone has that gene. Those who do survive to adulthood would have to be under a strict diet. Like a very low-fat diet. They would have to minimize their exposure to the sun. Because of toxic levels of 7-dehydrocholesterol. There may be some medical reasons that you can't go vegan. Which, like, if you can't produce taurine, you'd have to get it from raw meat. That's what, or supplement it from energy drinks. Basically, you'd have to drink energy drinks every day just to stay alive. Because they're one of the vegan sources of taurine. I have something to say to you. Cooking actually improves nutrient bioavailability. Not only that, you're less likely to get parasites from eating raw meat. I know you think it's a good idea. I know you think it's a good idea. I know that you think it's a good idea to eat rotten meat that's been sitting out in a jar for months. It's disgusting. It's really disgusting. You can get really sick. Because you've been hospitalized for infection brought on by eating raw bone marrow. Eating meat raw or cooked is a horrible idea, Sparage. Smith-Lemli-Opitz syndrome. Most people who have that disorder die before they're even born. Which means it's probably one of the leading causes. Very likely it's one of the leading causes of miscarriages in women. Most babies who do survive throughout the entire pregnancy with Smith-Lemli-Opitz syndrome won't live for very long. There is some truth to Sparage's idea. All animal cells are made of cholesterol. Some form of cholesterol. It's not just animal, but one thing he didn't mention is that plants do have cholesterol too, but only in smaller amounts. Plants do have cholesterol, but only in smaller amounts. Much smaller amounts. Compared to animal products. Those with Smith-Lemli-Opitz syndrome often die before they're even born. I know it's pretty sad. One of the reasons we need to legalize abortion is that pregnant women should have genetic testing on their fetus to ensure they don't have any genetic disorders that'll kill them before their first birthday. Or like, if the baby has Smith-Lemli-Opitz syndrome, basically the pregnancy would be terminated. Eclampsia is the onset of seizures during pregnancy. Most babies born with Smith-Lemli-Opitz syndrome don't even make it to birth. At all. It's one of the... It only occurs in 1 out of... About About 99.995% of us carry a gene called 7-dehydrocholesterol reductase. If you don't carry that gene, you'd be dead before you're even born. Most likely. If you do survive, you're not going to survive for very long, sadly. I believe that we need mandatory genetic testing for stuff like that. We don't need to terminate pregnancies of fetuses with Down syndrome. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that, because that's kind of discrimination. That's kind of discrimination against the disabled. I do have autism. It's one of the most common disabilities out there in childhood and early adulthood. It's a good thing I don't have Smith-Lemli-Open syndrome, or else I wouldn't be here. You can be a carrier parent, like carry the mutation and don't have the disease. Like if you carry only one copy of the gene. But if you carry two copies, you're fucked. As with some other autosomal recessive disorders, like especially Batten disease, which there's massive accumulation of lipopigments in the brain, like lipoproteins in the brain. The official name is called neuronal ceroid lipofuscinosis. There are 4 types of it. Infantile, which is late infantile, juvenile, and adult form. Those with the adult form of neuronal ceroid lipofuscinosis usually live close to a normal lifespan, to a normal life expectancy. Whilst juvenile NCL, patients with that type of neuronal ceroid lipofuscinosis, usually they don't make it past 20, but some have been known to live into their 30s. Late infantile, usually people with that type of Batten disease, don't make it past 12 years, past pre-adolescence. But an infantile, usually they don't make it past 8 or 9 years old. Some don't even make it past 2 years old either. It's pretty rare. We need to support Batten disease research, so we can help find a cure for this horrible disease. We should also support autism research so we can improve the quality of life for those on the autism spectrum. Continuum. For those on the autism spectrum. shouldn't be about curing autism. It should be about improving the quality of life for those with it. We should also improve the quality of life of those with Marfan syndrome and CP. Marfan syndrome causes you to grow very tall. Instead of excess nutrients being stored as fat, those excess nutrients makes you grow even taller. Because your body has trouble storing fat. So the nutrients have nowhere to go except inside the bones. Which means you're going to end up becoming really tall. Some people with Marfan syndrome end up becoming like 7 feet tall. Usually they end up going blind. But with treatment, they usually live a normal lifespan. They usually live a normal life expectancy if treated properly. We shouldn't just improve the quality of life of those on the autism spectrum, we should also improve the quality of life of those with cerebral palsy. We should also improve the quality of life of those with CP. To make sure they live their lives to the fullest. There's some YouTubers out there who have some form of autism or other disability. Like Josh Strider, also known as Phantom Strider. He has Asperger's syndrome, as well as depression, and anxiety. Sometime in the future, I wonder if I might be able to work with him someday. Because that'd be cool. An autistic person working with another autistic person. That'd be fun. There's some pretty rare disabilities too, that makes your quality of life hard. Like those with Prader-Willi syndrome. Their food has to be locked up, in order to prevent them from gaining weight too quickly. That is what happens in cases of Prader-Willi syndrome. Like, in Connor Hayback's case, all their parents had to do to help Connor lose all that weight was they had to lock up all the food and double lock the doors with his Prader-Willi syndrome. Then he ended up losing all that weight. He went from being a really big guy to being pretty skinny. How is it that he's so skinny? Because of poor muscle tone. I was once checked for Prader-Willi syndrome. Fortunately, I don't have it. I do not have it. Which is a good thing. If I did, all my food would be locked up. Right now. Like, when I was obese, when I was extremely overweight, what was really causing me to have the insatiable hunger, a lot of it has to do with insulin resistance. A lot of it had to do with insulin resistance. Brought on by central obesity. Basically meaning excess accumulation of visceral fat. subcutaneous fat, you can accumulate as much as you want. But visceral fat, try to minimize the accumulation of visceral fat. Because, you know, it's not about how much fat you have. It's about where your body is storing it. Anyways, this should be it for this video. Don't forget to leave a like if you like this video, dislike if you disliked it, subscribe for more. Don't forget to share this with your friends on social media, and as always, thank you for watching, stay tuned for more, and peace.